Hey, good evening, class. Have you ever felt like a rat trapped inside of a maze? If you have, this is what it would feel like to be in New York City for the first time ever without having researched it and having any idea where you're going. And I'm already lost. All right, I grew up in Brooklyn with occasional trips to New York City. I've gone and visited all the sites there are to see. They're all exciting in their own way. I've done some research and tried to actually plan out a trip to bring my family there so I can show them what I've seen growing up and so they can try and develop their own experiences. You hear that? Wow. Sorry. The Big Apple has so many tourist spots to see, it's hard to decide what ones you should go and see and what ones you shouldn't if you only have a short amount of time. So I'm going to tell you about 3 of the top places to go to if you only have limited time to visit. They are the Empire State Building, Radio City Music Hall, and the Statue of Liberty. I'm going to start with the Empire State Building just to give you a little bit of information about it. The Empire State Building was built in 1931. It stands 1,454 feet high and has 102 stories. On the 86th floor, is that me? Okay. On the 86th floor, there's an observation deck that goes around the entire building, and there are views that are unexplainable. You can see a view of the city from every side of it, and it's completely amazing. In a book, A1A's Guide to New York City, it states the building and the street floor interior are designated landmarks of the New York City Landmark Preservation Commission. They also have tower lights that have been maintained and are a tradition of changing color depending on holidays of the year. Okay, sorry, that's supposed to be a video. It's been around since 1976. In 2012, they redid it with all LED lights, and there are 16 million different colors that it can show at any point in time. The song playing in the background, they actually made a light show on the Empire State Building to this song, and that's what the video is, but it's not working for some reason. Sorry about that. Also, the Empire State Building remains one of the most popular tourist places in the world due to the inspiring views and due to the romance that surrounds it. Here you can see, this is what you would see from the 86th floor observatory. You look around, you see all the big buildings, the water, the lakes, and everything. My daughter had a very unique experience at the Empire State Building just this Christmas. She had gone there for the first time since, I think she was 10 when we moved. And her boyfriend took her to New York City, and they went to the top of the Empire State Building where he got down on his knee in front of everybody and proposed to her. I do believe that will be a trip they never forget, as I'm sure most of you would go, see the views, you would never forget it as well. After breathtaking views of New York City from on top of the Empire State Building, I would suggest taking a trip down to Radio City Music Hall, where you can sit down and relax and catch a show. Radio City Music Hall opened up in 1932, and it's part of the Rockefeller Center complex. It's the largest indoor theater, standing about 10 stories high. They have shows, movies, concerts, and specials throughout the year. There's also a very special stage inside of there. The stage has elevators that when you go up on the stage, these elevators can lift to make 100 people be on the stage, but they can all be visible from different lengths, from different heights. The New York Times said in 2001 the stage elevator was to create a historical mechanical engineering landmark by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. Radio City Music Hall also is the home of the famous Rockettes. They've been around since 1927 from St. Louis, Missouri. They've been at Radio City Music Hall since 1932, and they are most famous because of their eye-level kicks that they do in unison in a chorus line. The Radio City Christmas Show is one of the most live-seen shows in the whole United States. And of course, they could not perform if they didn't have the mighty Wurlitzer. The mighty Wurlitzer is an organ with 4,410 pipes and are spread out over 11 rooms built especially for the theater. According to an issue of Theater Oregon, the Radio City Music Hall Wurlitzer was the largest to ever leave their factory in North Tonawanda, New York. It was built as a serious concert instrument capable of playing many styles, not just the traditional organ. After the show, if you're ready for something more on the quiet side, I suggest going to Statue of Liberty. It was created by the French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi and presented as a gift to the United States in 1886. The Statue of Liberty Encyclopedia states it was given as a gift from the Republic of France and honors the alliance of the two nations in achieving the independence of the United States of America and attests their abiding friendship. The statue over the years has portrayed an icon of freedom and a welcoming signal to immigrants coming from abroad. It has 154 steps from the pedestal to the crown. There is an elevator you can take up to the observation deck, but that's only at foot level. If you want to go up higher, you have to walk these itty-bitty little winding steps. They're so small, I remember going as a little girl, and my foot barely fit on a step. They're literally triangular. And the torch and the arm have been closed off to the public for decades. That right there is the original torch. They actually had to take it down and replace it because of the holes they put in it for the light to come through. It was deteriorating due to the elements, the rain, the water, and everything else. So they had to replace it, and they now have the original on display by the observation deck. Overall, the Statue of Liberty is a piece of history, and being there gives you a sense of freedom and togetherness as a nation. But after this tiring climb, I would suggest nothing more than a good night of sleep. In conclusion, there are many places to see in New York City, but the Empire State Building, Radio City Music Hall, and the Statue of Liberty are on the top of the list of what I would suggest. Whether you want to take an elevator to the 86th floor of the Empire State Building to see the view of the city, or if you want to go to Radio City Music Hall, sit down, relax, and catch a show, or if you're even a challenging person and you want to climb all 156 steps to the top of the Statue of Liberty to see what it looks like from her crown, it's going to be an unforgettable trip. So if you're looking to vacation in New York City, I hope you learned something about at least 3 of the top tourist places to visit. And just want to leave you with, it doesn't matter what time of the day or night you go to Manhattan, there will always be people walking the streets, sitting in the corner cafes, and just doing their thing. So the next time you hear people say, it's the city that doesn't sleep, know that it really is. Thank you.